Someone contacted me privately and asked that I would tell more of my Milab experiences. Woo! And I will. I do have plans to. There is a something I want to impart to see if other people have had something similar. I've heard of things similar like, but every time it comes out, it's always different. And I find that incredibly intriguing, but not tonight. No. This episode, I'm going to tell you something really cool, and it's another one of those things that it's a funny thing that one of those symptoms of the MyLab universe. I do art. I do a lot of art. As a matter of fact, I wear out a motherboard or a video card at least once a year. Currently, my motherboard is wearing out. Things are blue and green at the moment. And a lot of whenever I do art digitally, don't really have time to paint these days, but when I do art digitally, I have this screen tablet, and I'll show it to you. It's really important that you get familiar with my screen tablet. You may have seen it in other videos. So whenever I'm working, I actually use a pen, and it's trying to find my face. Haha. So I'm gonna tell it stop following face, and this is pretty much how I work, right?
Okay. I have no idea if you're able to see what I'm doing. La 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 la. Bull. Oh, yeah, well, whatever. Blah. But you got the idea, right?
Right. Okay, back to this. So I'll be working and doing the things I do, and my husband will be over there talking to me, and we'll be talking about, oh, I heard a interview from Melinda Leslie today, or I was listening to this about James Bartley, or whatever, or I was re-listening to one of the lectures by Dr. Carla Turner. You know, I do a lot of repeat listening because I tend to lose the information in the vortex of my head, and I have to remind myself, right? Okay. And I'll be talking, and then, instead of, I'll be like holding my pen, just working away, and then I'll automatically, without thinking about it, try to get things to move on the screen. And I'll be very confused when the screen can't find me, and then, my husband will say to me, "You're not at work, dear." There have been other times that I was confused that the computer didn't follow my voice command. And there was this one time out on the highway, my friend had to remind me that my car took gasoline and did not run on a perpetual motion machine. And then told me I was silly when I told her that all machines. Oh, yeah, internal combustion. Okay. There are people that will say, oh, well, timeline, alternate dimensions, you're picking up from an alternate life, blah, 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 blah. Except that whenever I go to work, I deal with high-tech equipment a lot, and we'll do things, I don't know what they are, I might just be signing in the scientist as a secretary for all we know. The point is, I handle higher equipment at work. And so when I'm here and I forget that I'm here and I tend to connect up here to what's going on in some fashion, I'll start acting as if I'm in that environment. And this is just a nifty little bleed over. You may recognize little things in your life that way. If you don't, stop and pay attention. It's just a little tidbit. The person also said that they really enjoy the humor that I approach, and that, and I really greatly appreciate that all 13 of you like my humor, such as it is. It's really important you learn to laugh whenever you're in this situation. It helps you cope. This is something that my grandmother taught me. My grandmother came from the Great Depression era. I've mentioned her before, how she used to sing on the radio, and she used to watch a lot of comedy, and she loved to laugh, and never ever ever watched anything serious, despised it. And I asked her about that when I was a child. She said, because whenever you laugh at the end of the day, or you learn to laugh at something, it makes all the bad stuff a little better. And I guess I took that to heart because now I'm a very serious, intense person. I really am. I really am. But there's this other part of me that can't stop cracking up and making puns and being silly about it. And it's just really important you learn to laugh at it. It doesn't mean that you're taking it any less seriously. It doesn't mean that it is not serious. Um, but laughter is a good memorization device. It helps to deflect the panic if you start to get it. It helps you to settle your nerves. That's what nervous laughter is all about. It's an attempt to settle your nerves. And it doesn't mean that I don't have my issues. I mean, there's some things that I can't deal with. I have to be careful what I watch on television. I do have my moments. But overall, you know, let's face it, they're the aliens and the abductors and everything, they're very serious business, but they're also kind of pathetic that they can't walk up to your door and knock and say, hello, how are you? I mean, and you can't help but laugh at something that sad that they can't even be honest in their dealings. So learn to laugh. It is good. It is fun, fun, fun. Kind of like Tigger, but not as orange.